back to my channel. So today we're doing my next TBR redo. If you don't know, this is a series where I look back at my old TBRs and I see how many of the books I have completed and any of the ones that I haven't read yet, I read in this reading vlog. So we're just going to dive right in. Let me find my TBR. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, I do remember that in this TBR, I chose a bunch of romance books. So I'm willing to guess that I read a lot of these, but I don't remember. First one I'm gonna pick is this one. So I chose Sequel. Oh, for Sequel, I am choosing That Kind of Guy by Talia Hibbert. Okay, I read this. I loved it. It is such a good age gap romance, older woman, younger man, friends to lovers, chronic illness rep. I really loved this. Okay, this one I chose is Rainbow. So for this one, let's see, where's my phone? I have a color wheel app on my phone. And I'm just going to spin the wheel, and whatever color it lands on, I will choose a book with that color. So let's spin it. What color is that? White? Since we're doing like a Talia Hibbert thing, why don't we just go full in and do Get a Life Chloe Brown, okay, also by Talia Hibbert. I did not realize this was the month that I read Chloe Brown. So yeah, obviously I read this. I've read the whole trilogy. I only gave this one 3 stars. It wasn't my favorite, but it was fine. Also, chronic illness rep. The chronic illness rep in this was fantastic, but I didn't like super love the romance. Let's just do like a whole Talia Hibbert month. I'm not mad about it. She's one of my favorite romance authors. True. Let's do this one. Oh yes, okay, I chose Romance Bag. Oh my god, I totally forgot about the romance bag. I don't have that anymore. This was before I actually had somewhere to put all my mass market historical romances, so I just had them all in this bag. But now I actually have a place to like display them and they look really nice. All right, let's do this one. Oh, okay. So I chose The Duke I Once Knew by Olivia Drake. I think I read this. I'm pretty sure that I did. I don't remember what it was about. I'm pretty sure that this month I participated in the historical romance readathon. So I read this and then like 7 other historical romances. I don't think I really liked this one, but I'm pretty sure that I read it. This one. Okay, I got hyped. So for this one, I have to choose a book that has a lot of hype. So for that one, I'm going to choose One to Watch by Kate Stayman London. I read this. I really enjoyed it. I feel like this is kind of like a hit or miss book because I've either seen people really love it like I did or people like really hated it. But I really liked it. I will say though, it's not entirely a romance book. It's much more about like the main character's personal journey. There is a romance in it, but it's not as romance heavy as I think I was expecting it to be, but I really liked it. All right, the next one I'm gonna choose is this one. Okay, I got first book in a series. So for this one, I'm gonna choose Royally Screwed by Emma Chase. I read this, I really liked it. I've also read the second book and I now own, well, you guys can't see that, but I now own the whole series. I want to continue with the series so much, but I loved books 1 and 2. These are royalty romances. They're really fun, steamy, great. All right, next I picked historical. Since I already have like a mass market historical romance, I'm gonna pick Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. This is a dark historical. Okay. There we go. I have not read this. Okay, let me go grab that. Sea of Ruin. I haven't read this yet. I feel like, I can't remember why I didn't end up picking it up. Possible that there like wasn't an audiobook yet for it. And y'all know how I am with my audiobooks. I have to have an audiobook. But this is a dark historical pirate romance. I know that's very dark. I've heard that there's like triggering things that happen in here, but it's basically like about this woman who's wanted for piracy and then she gets like kidnapped by like a pirate hunter, I think. And there's like maybe a love triangle situation going on. So many people love this book so much and I've given it 5 stars. I'm excited for this. I'm like actually really excited to read this. So I'm gonna pick one more. Alright, I got published before 2015. So for this one, I'm gonna choose Reaper's Property by Joanna Wild. I just, okay. I read this, I hated it. I think I gave it like 1 or 2 stars. All I remember about it is that the love interest, his name is Horse, and I just hated that. I hated it so much, and I didn't like it. Okay, so we only have 1 book this month, and that is Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. I feel like this is gonna be a really good book to vlog. Just from what I know about it and what I've heard people say about it, I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot of opinions, and it is pretty long for a romance book. So I'm very excited for this one. Okay, it has been like a month since I filmed that first clip. I don't know what has been going on with me. I have just been dragging my feet, not wanting to start this book. And I know exactly why I'm doing it. It's because I have the strongest feeling that I'm gonna love this, that it's gonna be 5 stars, that it's gonna be a favorite. And anytime that I have that feeling about a book, it's like the longer that I put off reading it, the harder it is for me to pick up. And I just have not been able to get myself to pick this up. But I've given myself a deadline. I have to have this video done within the next couple of days because October is right around the corner and I have a very, very strict upload schedule that month, and we have to get this video done. So I'm gonna be starting this today, hopefully reading a good chunk of it today, but I don't know yet if we've talked about what this is about, so I'll kind of read you just a little bit of the back. It says, Bennett Sharp is on the run. Wanted for piracy, she fears neither God nor death nor man, except Priest Farrell. The unfaithful, stormy-eyed libertine hunts her with a terrifying possessiveness. Nothing will stop him from coming for her. Not his unforgivable betrayal, not when she's captured by the ice-cold pirate hunter, Lord Ashley Cutler. She must escape Ashley's prison and Priest's deceit. But can she walk away from their twisted desires? 2 gorgeous captains stand on opposite sides of the law. When they collide in a battle to protect her, the lines blur between enemies and lovers. Can love prevail in the Sea of Ruin? This sounds amazing. Literally all I've ever wanted in life is a Pirates of the Caribbean romance. I'm such a sucker for Pirates of the Caribbean. I love it so much. The first 3 movies are just amazing. So I'm just hoping this is gonna give me those vibes, maybe give me a little bit Elizabeth Swann, Will Turner, but we're gonna start this today and hopefully it goes well. I also just want to say this video is probably going to go up after my bookshelf video with the rate that I'm going at, but I'm just like obsessed with this room right now. Like, look at this, look at these vibes. I feel like I've now come into my final form as an adult booktuber with this library room. Okay, so I read the first 5 chapters, and where I just stopped, it skips ahead like 7 years. So the story starts with a girl named Bennett. She's like 14, and her mother is like an aristocrat, and meeting with this old man who is proposing marriage to Bennett, and she really does not want to marry this dude. He's like an old, gross man. And so she steals his horse and runs away and goes to the beach, where she meets her father, who is a wanted pirate captain. And she meets him in secret, and they're discovered, and shit hits the fan. And now we're skipping 7 years in the future, where she is now the captain of her father's pirate ship. And I'm really loving this so far. So I totally am getting like slight Elizabeth Swann, Will Turner vibes from her parents, but more so like Elizabeth Swann and Will Turner if they couldn't have been together. They like didn't end up together, but they had this like epic romance, which now I'm kind of like, with the way that those first chapters went, I really want like a flashback story about her parents. I want to see that. But I love Bennett in these chapters. She's only 14, but like she has a very, very strong personality and presence, and I really, really like her fight for survival. I will say that already there are a lot of triggers happening, which I knew going into this that was going to be the case, because from what I know of Pam Godwin, she really like pushes the limits of what like the situations that she puts her characters into. Definitely like trigger warning for sexual assault, death, suicide, like lots of triggers. But I'm enjoying it so far. Like, I'm really liking the world building already in these chapters. I feel like one of my biggest problems that I've had in the past with pirate books is that they just don't feel piratey enough. Like, when I want a pirate book, I want pirate vibes turned up to 1,000. I want the most pirates everything, because that's what I am signing up for. So if you don't deliver, I'm gonna be upset. But this so far is delivering. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. All right, so I am now on chapter 16, which is page 135, and so much has happened already. I think that I've met both of the love interests. So one of them is her husband, who she has been running away from for 2 years because he cheated on her. And so he has been like hunting her down, trying to win her back. And I loved their dynamic in these chapters because he is like whipped with a capital W. She literally has him wrapped around her finger and she totally toys with him. The way that she toys with him is bad boss bitch energy. We love to see it. And I really like him, even though he possibly did something like totally messed up and like cheated on her and broke her heart. I really love him. Like, you can tell that he loves her a lot, but he's gonna have a lot of groveling and making up to do. But the part that I just stopped at is when the pirate hunter character comes in. The way that I am picturing these two guys is I'm picturing them from the show Black Sails, which is like one of my favorite shows. It's an awesome pirate show if you've never seen it. But I'm picturing her pirate husband as Charles Vane because he's like a very rough pirate. She mentioned that he has long hair, so that's how I'm picturing him. And then the pirate hunter, I'm picturing as Captain Flint, but Captain Flint before he became a pirate, when he was still like a general in the Navy. And he was like clean shaven, washed. Like, that's kind of how I'm picturing these two characters. And like, those two men are very attractive men. So I'm just having a great time. So I am now over halfway into Sea of Ruin, and I'm loving this book so much, like I knew that I would. I will say though, there was an uncomfortable scene between the main character and one of the love interests, and it was a non-consensual scene. Basically, he stuck it in a hole he wasn't supposed to, and she was upset about that, and they fought about it. And at first I was like, oh wow, I'm like not into this love interest anymore. However, afterwards they communicated about it, and I can kind of understand like his mindset. While it was still like totally wrong and he shouldn't have done that, I don't feel like in this particular situation it was an unforgivable offense. And she's already forgiven him and they've like moved on. So I don't know, I feel like that's just kind of a testament to Pam Godwin being a really great author. It's really interesting, I think, to put characters in these sort of impossible situations or like really intense situations and be able to find their way out of that. So I don't know, I really liked the way that that was handled and the way that they communicated about it afterwards, and I'm just really digging it. I want to find like a good pirate ship ambiance video to set the vibes. Let's see, let's try this one. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I like this one. Okay, so I know I'm in the exact same spot as the last clip, but I have finished Sea of Ruin, and I am giving this 5 stars. I loved this so much, and I can't even tell you guys why. The main reason why I loved this so much is a spoiler. And if I had known this trope was in this book, I would have read this the day that it came out, because it's one of my favorite tropes. And y'all little sneaky bitches, all of y'all that were like, ooh, you're gonna love Sea of Ruin, you really need to read Sea of Ruin, y'all knew. Y'all fucking knew and you didn't tell me. Y'all were just trying to be sneaky. But I loved everything about this book. The pirate adventures were 10 out of 10. This main character was put through a lot. There was so much action and plot, and every time that I thought it was like calming down and like she was safe or okay, something else would happen and I'd be like, girl, you in danger. But she was put through a lot, but I love her resilience and her strength. Again, I will say heavy trigger warning for sexual assault. There was a very graphic sexual assault scene, not with the love interest, with a villain, and it was graphic. And yeah, I love both of the love interests. It was weird because at different points in the book, I liked one more than the other, and I kept going back and forth on who I liked better. But it was just such a toss-up, which I feel like is very hard to do when you have multiple love interests in a story, to make them feel balanced. Most of the times when that happens, one of the love interests is just obviously way better than the other or has tons more chemistry with the main character. But I felt like these two guys were just so balanced with their chemistry and their appeal as love interests. I feel like this book, like the only thing that I've read that I can compare it to, it reminds me of Daughter of the Pirate King by, was that Trisha Levenseller, which is a young adult book. Not to like talk bad about that book, because I enjoyed Daughter of the Pirate King. I thought it was fun. This is like the elite version of that. And I'm just like, it's so good. It's so good. And I'm kind of sad that this is a standalone because like I want more, especially with how it ended. Like I want to follow all of these characters, this pirate crew, this ship. I want to follow them on more of their adventures. I'm like really hoping that there's gonna be another book, even though it did wrap up. It was just so fun and very dark. I want to keep prefacing that it is dark. Like really dark things happened. The main characters, kind of all of them, were put through like really intense situations. So I am curious for you guys who have read more of Pam Godwin's books, because this was my first Pam Godwin. So I'm wondering what I should read from her next, because I loved this so much. I want to read more of her books, but I don't know. I've never really looked into a lot of her backlist. I do have Lessons in Sin, which I've heard is really great. This is a priest romance? Yeah. So should I read this next from her, or is there something else that's better? Y'all will have to let me know, because I'm ready to go all in with Pam Godwin. Because this, honestly, big statement. I'm about to make a big statement. This might be my favorite romance that I've ever read. I can't believe I just said that, but I feel it. Like, I just loved this main character. I loved this world. Like, I just loved everything about this book. And I can't think of the last time that I felt this invested in a romance. So I'm gonna go all in with Pam Godwin. You guys need to give me recommendations. Is this where I should go next, or is there something else? I'm really glad that I finally read this. I'm glad that this was one of my TBR RE-DO books. So that is going to be the end of this vlog. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!